Hey guys, Asher coming at you today with another Raid Shadow Legends Champion Guide. Welcome to the channel, guys, and thank you. I hope by the time that this video goes live, I hope this will be accurate, but I'm very close. Thank you for 20,000 subscribers here on the channel, guys. That is really, really neat that so many of you guys watch these Champion Guides. I really appreciate it. Today we have Myciliac Priest ORN. I love this champion. Right out the gate, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to spoil the ending for you guys. A lot of requests for this champion. I'm not going to read all the names, but we get a lot of ORN requests, right? So some of you are asking for ORN with like some crazy OP niche champions like Corvus and Noct and stuff on the same team. I could definitely do that, but I think this guy just stand alone is really, really good. A lot of you guys, again, asking for some ORN love. Shout out to some of you guys. I didn't show all of the requests here because I want to get into the champion here, and I don't want to show you the team. Spoiling the ending again. I just showed you the team for Dragon that we're going to be featuring. But let's take a look at this dude, right? He is, by the way, I just pulled Ayala Life Braid, and I'm going to probably max her out pretty soon to have another video on her. That would be fun. Myciliac Priest ORN. I don't know why, but I just like his name and I love his aesthetic, right? Very cool, HP-based champion here. He looks kind of almost undead. He's had his better days, you know, working in the field or whatever he's doing. Is that a mushroom hat, maybe? Yes, it looks like he's a mushroom king. I love it. I love the aesthetic of this dude. He is Spirit Affinity, which is nice because not a lot of champions with a kit like his that's Spirit Affinity. I think a good comp would be like kind of a Dark Kale, and obviously he is Magic Affinity. So HP-based champion has a lot of HP, over 20,000. We love to see that. His defense is pretty solid as well. His speed is about average for an epic champion. A 2-time hitter on Spore Stick is A1. Each hit has a 25% chance of placing a big version of poison for 2 turns. Not too bad considering it's both hit. Usually you can at least get 1 poison out of that A1. At least you can hope to get 1 poison. On Erupting Growths, 3-turn cooldown attacks 1 enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 100% chance of instantly activating 1 poison debuff on the target. So it's a single target instant activator, and it happens on each hit. So you get 2 activations on this A2 ability, pretty much guaranteed, obviously depending on affinity and accuracy and everything else. Talk a little bit about stat priorities in just a bit here. The colony expands on a 3-turn cooldown when booked. Attacks all enemies. We have a 75% chance of placing 2 poison debuffs and a poison sensitivity for 2 turns. Heals this champion by 1% of their max HP for each poison debuff placed by this skill. The heal isn't crazy, but it's a nice add-on to an already formidable kit, right? Plus, 75% chance, 80% on a 3-turn cooldown when you grab the Sniper Mastery. I mean, that's pretty dang dependable. It's not too bad, right? And then Mycelium is passive. There's no cooldown here. Whenever a poison debuff is activated on an enemy, increases this champion's HP and defense by 5%. Stacks up to 25%, resets each round. Good for longer battles, right? You can more survivability, sign me up. Very, very interesting champion. I want to go to check out his multipliers here. It gets a 4 grading on hellhades.com, which is a really good score for an epic champion. We have a weak multiplier on the A1. We have an average on the A2. And on the AoE attack, we have a weak hit. It's a 0.25. So his damage is coming from the poisons and the instant activations. Plus, he's bringing the poison sensitivity as well. I mean, back in my day, they didn't make epics like this. That's for sure when I started playing this game. He's definitely an epic champion that, in my opinion, he really power crept a lot of the kind of average poisoners in the epic category over the years. What do they give this guy? He has great scores, you know, in Dragon's Lair, Demon Lord, Ice Golem Factory. You guys can read it. I tend to agree with all of this stuff. He's a great, you know, boss and wave killer. You can use him in Doom Tower. Waves, let's see what the Hades website gave him in terms of areas, right? Obviously, Dragon, Ice Golem, Dragon Hard Mode, Clan Boss, right? Those are the areas we kind of just mentioned. Doom Tower as well. Also, Scarab King gets a 4 out of 5. Those poisons, obviously, very effective against the Scarab King, right? Boss-wise. All right. They give him a 10 out of 10 book value, and I tend to agree. Let's just start with the books. This is a champion if you're looking for an instant activator, if you're looking for help in Sylvan Watchers, and a champion that can easily be used in Dragon all the way up to hard 10, look no further. He's worth booking. He really is, right? You're booking him to bring the cooldown to 3, this cooldown to 3, and equally as important, bring the activation up to 100% and bring the the chance of placing the poisons and poison sensitivity up to 75%, right? So definitely a champion that if you want to build him, you almost got to book this dude, right? I mean, he's not quite as good, not nearly as good when he's not booked, unlike some champions that we went over recently here. Let's go ahead and I was going right into a dungeon, man. I'm waiting today. I'm just going in, still going in. Let me show you how I built this dude. Now, I used a very, very, very old school build on this champion, and there's a reason behind it. It's a triple accuracy set. So, sometimes I use builds like this sometimes just to kind of prove a point. You don't need to reinvent the wheel on these champions sometimes. And plus, yeah, obviously perception is better than accuracy. The speed is great, and plus we kind of need the speed here, but it's still incredibly effective. And let's face it, most of us have old accuracy gear or new accuracy gear. We're just getting it while we're farming. That's pretty solid. So I looked at my collection of gear, and I'm like, man, I'm sitting on a lot of accuracy gear. Let's throw it on my Myciliac Priest ORN. So I think accuracy is just fine for this champion. So is perception. Perception obviously is going to be better. He's an HP-based champion, so immortal gear works really well on him as well. Heck, regeneration gear works well on him. I'm sure he can solo some content in regen and immortal with all those poisons, maybe even Scarab King, depending on the level and depending on the gear on your account. He could probably solo that content. So there's definitely a lot of utility that we can get from a lot of different sets here. HP-based champion again, so all the HP gear, even life gear, works well on him as well. We look at his total stats, guys, talking about stat priorities here. Obviously, speed and accuracy and survivability, right? HP, namely. I do have a defense percentage on his chest. Either way, we're keeping him alive. We do have him at 100% crit rate and 132 crit damage. I want to stress here, that's kind of a luxury, not a necessity on this champion, right? We want to make sure he's staying alive first and foremost, and I would rather have HP percentage on his chest over defense percentage. Let me just see. I probably didn't have any accuracy HP percentages. Let's just see if I have any here that is equipped. I do. Yeah, let's take Angar's, man. Angar, get out of here. This is a little bit better. With this champion, especially since I already have him at 100% crit rate and his damage is based on HP, I might as well stack some more HP rather than, getting 3,000 defense on this champion. 331, I would say 350 accuracy is basically all you need for most areas that you'd be using this champion. So I think that's fine. And there we go. There we have it. So again, I stress, we do have crit rate on the gauntlets. We have HP percentage on the chest, and we have speed on the boots. I stress, guys, keep them alive first and foremost. Nothing wrong with going HP percentage on the gauntlets as well. We do have HP on the banner. However, if we didn't have triple accuracy or triple perception on this champion, we would definitely have accuracy on the banner instead, right? For obvious reasons. We have crit damage on the amulet. If we didn't have crit rate on the gauntlets, ergo, if we didn't have 100% crit rate on this champion, there'd be no need for a lot of crit damage, so I would just go HP instead, okay? We have HP on the ring as well. There it is, guys. Pretty basic. Other sets for this dude, we already talked about immortal regeneration, stuff like that. Okay, let's go blessings. I think this guy is a perfect choice for going with commanding presence. Strengthen your team's aura. If you already have a commanding presence or an intimidating presence on your team, you could go with cruelty, decrease target's defense per hit. He does have an AoE. He does have, a double hitter on the A1. He could be your cruelty champion on the team as well. A double hitter on the A2 as well. So those would be my blessing choices. Hey, we haven't done his masteries. Let's do them together, guys. What do you say? So obviously we're going to go support tree. We're going to burn some gems. Ouch. I'm going to burn some gems. I'm going to go with accuracy, charge focus, swarm smiter. My man casts a lot of debuffs, so we're going to go with arcane celerity, right? Increase the turn meter every time a debuff expired or is removed. We're going to pick up Lore of Steel. We have 3 basic sets on him. Might as well. We're going to extend the duration of all of our debuffs. Absolutely. Extending poisons, poison sensitivity. I mean, that is the gift that keeps on giving in terms of damage. We're also going to go with sniper. Increase the chances of placing those debuffs, especially on that A3. Really important to get that up to an 80%, right? So that's the support tree. I'm going to go offense. We don't need the crit rate, but we don't need the attack either, so might as well go crit rate, and if we change the gear around, we could probably use it. we're never going to be able to use attack on this champion. So we're going to go Keen Strike with crit damage, and then I'm going to move myself over and just hug the left-hand side of this champion. Keep it really basic and end with War Master. So there we go. I'll pick up Heart of Glory as well, and let's go with Evil Eye. So those are the final masteries on Myciliac Priest ORN. I can't get enough of saying this dude's name. I don't know why. Just rolls off the tongue. Myciliac Priest ORN. There we go, guys. Now that we have the Lore of Steel and the Masteries, we're up to 359 on the accuracy. Not too bad. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take them into battle here. So we have Faction Wars right now. I've been a real dum-dum, guys. Real dum-dum. You can see I'm on stage 19 right now at Faction Wars. Why? Why am I on stage 19? Not because I'm not doing Faction Wars. I am doing them every day. It's because I keep accidentally just using my auto battle and forgetting that I'm not on the final stage when Sylvan Watcher comes around, and then I burn all my keys. Anybody else ever do that? Or I'm the only idiot in the audience here? Either way, let's see what he can do here. I mean, these mobs are frankly pretty easy, level 216. For a team like this, who do I even have on this team? I have Allele, Myciliac Priest ORN. I have Croydon, I have Mist Rider Dathi, and I have Ruella on the squad. I want to say, except for Allele, I have guides on all of these other champions. So if you have any of these other epics, just go ahead and do a quick YouTube search. I would go Raid Champ Guides, and then whoever you wanna find out more about. So Allele's definitely going to be the damage leader here. You can see how much damage he's done so far. It's been pretty impressive. Let's see what Myciliac can do here. He hasn't had a lot of time to do his thing. He's a little bit better in terms of damage over the duration of a longer battle, as you can kind of see there. He comes in, whatever, third or fourth on the team. Allele putting up almost 600,000 damage there in comparison. So, whoa! Sorry about that. Let's go into Dragon's Lair, guys. How about that? So that team that I was just showing you, very, very fun. It's Dragon 25. You could probably maybe use this team in Dragon 10. I just threw some random champions together. Uragrim, Akemptum, Myciliac Priest ORN, Vergumkar. Might as well, right? Vergumkar is going to be our debuffer. He could be really Stagnite. He could be... I like going with a Spirit Affinity debuffer, so a Stagnite, a Ghostborn, a Deacon Armstrong, somebody like that. But we're going to go Vergumkar as our debuffer because we never talk about that champion. Poor guy. Poor slug. Look how big he is, man. Whoa, he's a big fella. And then we have Sun Wukong as well on the team, just for the heck of it. Just for no reason in particular. Newish champion at the time of this recording. I figure we'd highlight him a little bit surreptitiously. All right, so Akemptum is a boss. I actually really love Akemptum with this champion because Akemptum has the poison synergy as well on the Hex, right? And he's placing poisons on his A1, so that passive has the instant activation. It's a really, really nice synergy there between these champions. You can see all these poisons and the poison sensitivity on all of these champions. It's really good, man. I mean, we are tearing through this. They're level 350, right? This is a level 25 dungeon here, right? We're tearing through this crap. Now we have Uragrim in there because I figured I'd put another poison. He works really well with poisoners, obviously, on the same team. Why? Well, because we have poison sensitivity, right? 25% more damage. And because we have the instant activation on top of that, right? So I have another couple poisoners on there, and it's a beautiful thing. Akemptum and Myciliac. If you have Akemptum, try running these two champions together. It's a great synergy. So there's this A3, letting that poison sensitivity. And more poisons. And you can see they get a turn here and there, but they're going to go down pretty fast. We kind of want the enemies to get a turn, thus coming in there with... Oh, no! Akemptum's dead! He died, and we have no reviver on the team! It's okay. We can beat the dragon without Akemptum. I'm pretty confident in this squad. Here we go. All right. Who's in the bolster set on this squad, I wonder? I guess it must be Vergumkar, I guess. Vergumkar's really cool because if anybody has a slug, I mean, he got a massive buff about a year ago. No one really talks about him. I'm a massive fan, man. He's got a increased defense on a 3-turn cooldown and a decreased defense on a 3-turn cooldown. Plus cleanses and all this stuff, man. He's a very, very good champion now. All right, anyway, back at it here. You can see all these poisons, all these poison sensitivities, and what is the dragon, what does he have a tough time dealing with? Yeah, poisons. And we've got it, and the poison sensitivity is perfect. So we go in there, get the debuffs down. Myciliac right over there. I know you know where he is already, guys. But boy, you guys like this champion as much as I do? I think he's really, really cool, man. Let me go, before I let you go after the dragon here, let me go and just do a quick check on the old website, too. I want to give a pretty comprehensive review on this champion because I think a lot of people could use him, right? Dragon, progression, Ice Golem as well as Scarab King. I'm not on the Scarab King rotation right now, so unfortunately I can't show you him there. But, 1.7 milli for the damage. I mean, not bad at all. Like a very, very competent. And keep in mind, he's getting so much more damage from the poison activations, from the poison sensitivity that you can get out of your team, right? And he's healing himself a little bit as well on top of all of that. I wanted to just, for the sake of being diligent here, I wanted to see, okay, on the solo build, right? So this is the solo build. They go down, they pick up Oppressor Mastery. This is if you wanted to run him in the regen and Immoral to solo content, right? As we mentioned in the beginning of the video. So you can go kind of in this direction. Let's see. They go Clan Boss. They go, obviously, with the counterattacks on the A1. I'll link hellhades.com. They go with Faultless Defense as a blessing choice, and then they go Regen, Immortal, Reflex, and Relentless. I'm not sure if I would use my Reflex and Relentless on this champion per se. Not that he's bad in it, he's very good in it, but also I kind of reserve that gear for like my most used champions. And while this champion is incredibly competent and very, very good, he's also probably more of a niche champion that's going to help you out in those few areas that we discussed. Faction Wars, Waves, Dragon, and well, I guess if you're using him in Clan Boss and you can get away with it, then Relentless probably is the way to go. So maybe I stand corrected. I want to go ahead and take a look here at the they go Faultless Defense. This champion will receive less damage from each subsequent hit from multi-hit skills. The damage reduction increases with each additional hit. So we get 5 up to 35% damage reduction per hit. Interesting choice for an HP-based champion. I got to be totally real with you guys. I don't think I've ever run anybody with Faultless Defense. Have you? Maybe we can go ahead and give him a shot if we ever do get blessings on this champion. Who knows? What you may have noticed that I've kind of been doing double up guides, like an additional guide on some champions here and there on the channel for totally different builds. Maybe I will try to put him on my whopping two-time blessing list, Mortals Soulstone list, and maybe I will run him in Regen and Immortal next rotation on Scarab King and show you a solo build for this champion as well. I'm sure he could do the same in Ice Golem. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.